175 years, 700 seasons. Forest Lawn Cemetery is a region staple, known as a place Western New Yorkers can come home to.
News 4's Marley Tuskus, photojournalist Allison Stabell, and senior executive producer Natasha Urich take us behind the scenes of this historic cemetery.
You cannot help but reflect on the gift that you have to be alive on this earth, to be surrounded by this beauty, to reflect on the souls that are here, the lives well lived.
A family plot is family history, and it's a family gathering place.
Because every story matters, right? Even the difficult stories.
There's something every season.
It's a great responsibility to run a cemetery.
If you look around Forest Lawn Cemetery, you'll see signs of life everywhere.
There are some really unique, very personal memorials that are testament to the people's lives, their passions, their hobbies, and the legacy they leave behind.
For 175 years, Forest Lawn has been a place where people can come home to. The land was first purchased by a man named Charles Clark when he bought 80 acres to establish what was known then as the Buffalo City Cemetery.
They had a fundamental issue, these growing cities, where to place the dead.
80 acres has now grown to nearly 270 acres. Running an active cemetery is a 365-day operation.
We sort of have a logistics side of the business. We have a sales side of the business, and we have a grounds side of the business, all really important.
With 17 miles of roadway at Forest Lawn, crews must patch, plow, and maintain the roads. Skajakwita Creek runs through the cemetery, creating the only waterfall in the city of Buffalo. Forest Lawn is also an active arboretum.
What goes into being an arborist at a cemetery?
Well, it's a big task. We have almost 4,000 trees here that need to be cared for. This year we planted 200 trees. We removed about 50, so we're trying to get our numbers up to 6,000.
In order to receive Arboretum status, Forest Lawn needed to plant 25 different species of trees.
Last year we planted some giant sequoia trees. So who thought they would grow in Buffalo? But we're trying.
They currently have more than 200.
Here we're in the middle of the city, but you don't know it.
Forest Lawn has about 170,000 permanent residents and room for thousands more.
People often say, where are the famous people buried at Forest Lawn? And sometimes I would say, really every person who is here has a story.
Probably the top few would be the 13th President of the United States, Millard Fillmore, the very famous punk-funk singer Rick James.
Shirley Chisholm is here. After she completed her public life, she came to Buffalo, married a Western New Yorker.
The Field of Valor salutes the men and women who have served our country, with veterans from every conflict since the United States was formed buried there, including several Medal of Honor recipients.
Our Field of Valor is really sacred ground.
Forest Lawn Cemetery Group CEO Julie says permanent residency often starts with a difficult discussion.
Humans have a hard time confronting their mortality.
Taxes and death. I mean, I come to work here every day and it's like, for sure, this is where our journey ends on Earth.
No one knows that quite like Judge Barbara Howe, who served as the Erie County Surrogate Judge from 2004 to 2017.
That meant that I presided over every estate in the county of Erie for that time period, which was thousands and thousands of estates. So obviously I saw the situations in which there were problems.
Howe says after years of seeing families go through the emotional toll of handling the affairs of their loved ones, she wants to save hers the same agony.
I have many colleagues, friends of mine who are already here or who've made plans to be here. I'm going to be reunited here with a lot of people.
For the family of Natalie Lewis, they found comfort knowing she was reunited with relatives after her tragic death. Natalie was killed in a hot air balloon accident in Virginia in 2014.
When our daughter unexpectedly died, there was a lot that we had to deal with, and we weren't ready for it. But one thing that really gave us comfort was knowing that there was a family plot here at Forest Lawn Cemetery.
The family plot had been purchased by Natalie's great-great-grandfather.
Just like God transcends time, we felt that the family transcends time, and in a way they were embracing her. Now we know that our daughter, Natalie, is with her grandparents and her great-grandparents and her aunts and uncles, and they're all together. And that is a really lovely thought.
For Western New Yorkers, the cemetery can be a place of grief, but can also bring peace.
We were built on that tenet that this was a place for the community to come and take a walk, picnic, ride a bike. And so we're trying to use this anniversary year to remind people that the cemetery offers so much.
There are a number of tours covering things like architecture or nature one can find at Forest Lawn.
We, as a society, connect cemeteries to death and grief, which of course that is a big part of what a cemetery is about, but it's also a place of remembrance, hopefully remembering happy memories.
Events at Forest Lawn also change with the seasons. During October, Fall in the Forest or the Crime and Catastrophe Lantern Tour bring out large crowds. In December, it's all about highlighting the cemetery's permanent residents.
At the holidays every year, we have a very famous program called It Was a Wonderful Life.
The holiday season is very busy at Forest Lawn. First and foremost, we remain an active cemetery, and this time of year experiencing loss is very difficult.
Hundreds of wreaths are placed at graves, as are other tokens of remembrance of the lives lost.
At children's graves, infant graves, this time of year, there are small Christmas trees, there are toys, there are presents left. But I would say this time of year, the children's graves are, especially recent losses in our community, are probably the most striking.
After 175 years, Forest Lawn is looking ahead at what's next in their continued care of Western New York. The cemetery is breaking ground on a new mausoleum and has plans for a $1.5 million project to replace the iconic black wrought iron fence. But Snyder says the focus will always be on the permanent residents and their loved ones.
I do think the permanence of this place and space is so important, and not just for the past, but really for the future. And I would hope that 175 years from now, whoever follows in our footsteps can come to Buffalo, can come to Forest Lawn, and really see the names and know the lives, the contributions of those individuals that they've had in our community, regardless of their title or what their life really turned out to be.
Reporting in Buffalo, Marlee Tuskus, News 4.